Hi. Want to show off a nice standard, beautiful standard. It's a seasonal music. Uh, Name of the song was Autumn Leaves, so that's a season. Of course, we're in the summer, but looking very much forward to autumn when it does come. The song was written by a Joseph Cosmo in 1945, and it was actually based on a French song, which the French version actually translated to "The Dead Leaves." Um, and there's French lyrics, and then Johnny Mercer is actually credited with the English version of lyrics. And then in 1955, oh geez, uh, no, it became a number one hit on the Billboard magazine or Billboard chart list. So, so that's a little heads up on it. The big thing about Autumn Leaves, which is really cool, I mean, it's almost like just a total study in doing 2-5-1s in both minor and major, using the related minor and then gravitating into the related major key. The song was written in the key of E minor. So if you ever do see it, expect to see a lot of F sharps and D sharps. And the D sharp is covering the third of the B7 chord. Right? So you know, something to keep aware of. That in music, we really only have one key signature to cover both major and minor. So if you ever see a key signature with one sharp, F sharp, you're either in the key of G major or you're in the key of E minor. And the best way that I have found to figure it out, go to the last note and look at the last chord. See if they actually align up. So if you see E minor and you see an E melody note, you're definitely in E minor. If you see G major and a G note, then you're doing the G major version. Okay, but so let's get the ball rolling here. Okay, so there's a beautiful pickup note. That was E, F sharp, G, boom. And then the next thing that's going to happen is I'm going into an A minor 7 chord. So that's going to be my 2, 5, 1 into G. Okay? So here's how that goes. So now there I did the G major, right? I did the A minor to D7 to G. And then I actually visited the C major, so the 4 major. That's the 7 minor 7 flat 5, the F sharp minor 7 flat 5, but it's also actually the 2 minor of the E minor. And there's the B7, so that gets me to the E minor. Okay, so we're actually visiting 2-2-5-1s, 2-5-1s back to back, the major version and then the minor version. Okay, so now that we understand how the song goes, I'll play my arrangement of it and I'll try and explain some of the voicings ideas that I use. Okay. So, okay, so I'll break down. So the A minor 7, right? That was pretty straightforward. I'm just using the standard, you know, pretty much you bar at the 5th fret with your ring finger. If you're barring 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings, you might grab a little of the 1st string, but you don't necessarily need. And then you reach over your ring finger with your middle finger and you grab up your root A. Then I'm doing kind of like a C7 shape, but making a D7. I kind of threw a little melody passage in there, and then I went up to G major 7 done this way. And I can go down into this C major 7 shape, right? And then I can do that F sharp minor 7 flat 5, and then this B7 and to E minor. Now another thing I like to do on the F sharp minor 7 flat 5 is why not just play F sharp diminished? Because I can use that actually, you know, it actually covers the F sharp minor 7 flat 5 sound, even covers the B7 because it becomes a well, what does it become? So it's all those kind of diminished sounds. Diminished, let's face it, minor 7 flat 5 before 1945, way back, was actually called the half diminished chord. And then it was finally when we did modern jazz harmony that we really started labeling chords correctly. It became exactly what it was. It was a minor 7th chord with a flatted 5th. So it wasn't a fully diminished, it wasn't made up of nothing but minor thirds stacked on top of each other, which is what a diminished chord will do. So a diminished chord would have a 1, a flat 3, a flat 5, and actually what we refer to as a double flatted 7th, which really kind of looks like a 6, and that's it. That's the makeup of that, right? But the minor 7 flat 5 actually had the minor 7, so it had the 1, the flat 3, and the flat 7, but didn't have a double flatted, well, see, that's what it didn't have. It didn't have a double flatted 7th. It had just a flatted 7th, and it did have the flat 5. So we had the 1, flat 3, flat 5. It's only that last note that became something different. So, little food for thought on minor 7 flat 5s versus diminished. And yeah, this is a nice voicing of a major 7th. I've got the root here, and then I get the 1 5, and then I get the 7 and the 3 on that end. You can do this version too, right? And that's just straight out 1 3 5 7. Okay. So that one works out nice and handy. And I think I use this one too, which is exactly the same thing as that, just in the inside. Right, yes, the same exact thing. So I think the only thing I really had to lay out was, you know, changing that. Oh, well, okay, so yeah, let's look at this part. So I did a minor 7 flat 5. This shape, which is an interesting, this chord is the chord of all chords because minor 7 flat 5, root here, minor 6. Root out here, 9th chord. So it's 3 possibilities to think in harmony on that. But what's beautiful about this minor 7 flat 5, I just changed that to a B7 flat 9. Real easy. F sharp, that's the 5. C, the flat 9. D sharp, the 3. A, the flat 7. And I did do a little descending bass line that kicked in here. Right? So I'm just going chromatically down from E, and I'm finally going to land on my C major 7, which will go into the B7, and then I'm finally done. And I like doing an E minor 9. And the harmonic tricks I was doing, I did E, this second string 7th fret gives me an F sharp. 5th fret on the 3rd string gives me G. So I have that, right? So I could do it that way. But I also liked if I did the high A minor, where I'm going for this shape here of A minor 7, I like doing this. So I went, it goes in easier. I'm using some voice leading to help out on that sort of a situation. When I go this way, I keep the chord down low, see? So I'm following that melody and staying true to keeping a smooth voice leading. I think that's all we pretty much need to cover. So you are A minor, D7, G major 7, C major 7, which is your connecting chord into the F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7 to E minor, and the E minor be very colorful on. And that's the song. And it's also one of the almost most recorded songs of all time. It's been produced over 1,000 times. So there's 1,000. Watch out if you YouTube that. All right. So here's another one. So we got even more versions.